Most hobbyists know the absolute headache of manual gear changes on a lathe. You spend half your time hunting for the right tooth count just to cut a simple thread. This machine basically tells that old-school frustration to take a hike. By ditching the traditional gear trained for a brushless motor and a digital control panel, it turns what used to be a messy, grease-covered chore into a simple button press. It is a massive shift in how a benchtop unit operates, and honestly, it makes the whole process feel a lot more modern. The first thing that hits you is the sheer capacity. With 1,000 millimeters between centers, you are not just limited to tiny trinkets. You can actually tackle some decent-sized projects without feeling like you are constantly bumping into the tailstock. The swing over the bed is just over 8 inches, which is pretty standard for this class, but the way it handles is surprisingly smooth. Because it is belt-driven rather than relying on a stack of metal gears, the noise level is noticeably lower. It does not have that rhythmic clatter that usually fills a garage when you are pushing the feed. Now, the control panel is where things get interesting. You have 3 different ways to kick off a turn, including a delay start, which is a nice touch if you are working solo and need a second to get your hands clear. The digital interface lets you clear your coordinates with a single click, and the reciprocating function is a genuine time saver for repetitive work. It feels precise, at least from what we can tell, with a spindle accuracy of about 1/100th of a millimeter. That is plenty for most DIY fabrication or custom parts. However, it is not all perfect. While the digital interface is a dream for thread cutting, some might miss the tactile feedback of a mechanical setup. If you are a purist who loves the mechanical thunk of shifting gears, this might feel a bit too much like using a computer. Also, while the build is solid, you are still looking at a benchtop machine, so don't expect it to hog through heavy industrial steel like a massive floor-standing unit. It is meant for precision and convenience, not brute force. The inclusion of both 3- and 4-jaw chucks right out of the box is a smart move, saving you from having to hunt down accessories immediately. The telescopic handles with clear scales are another highlight, making it much easier to keep track of your movements without constantly reaching for the calipers. It is a well-thought-out piece of kit that prioritizes workflow over tradition. If you are tired of the constant gear swapping and want something that lets you focus on the actual turning, this is a pretty compelling way to upgrade the shop. It is not just a lathe. It is a way to stop fighting your tools and start actually making things.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.